What are you doing? Welcome everyone to the big leagues.
Previously on Lost in the Pages, a Delta Green live play. The session opened with a perplexing incident, the sudden and eerie transformation of a yellow-toothed hobo into a book. The agents left with no other ideas delved deeper into the bookstore.
Russia and Germany formed together?
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That would make for an interesting time, wouldn't it?
Monkey, for the second time, encountered a copy of A World Without Doors by Emmeline F. Fitzroy, a book he had previously lost in the McAllister Building's fiery inferno. Vertas found a copy titled Mental Illness in the Workplace and Beyond by Devon Greenbrier. Familiar names were found in the pages.
Abigail W., a regional manager for Sear Inc., fails to show up to work for 2 weeks. When she finally arrives, she claims to have traveled to a foreign country to marry a king. But her demeanor is disheveled, and many say she is not herself. Should you report this to mental health services? And then it's the Y/N. Gabriel G. is a hard worker in public relations for Sear Inc. One day, he begins to talk about how his entire life is actually a giant ongoing play being put on by some unseen supernatural entity like a god. His work ethic continues to shine even as he speaks about this conviction more and more. Do you? And then it's got multiple choice questions.
Medea's discovery held a more elusive quality. She found a book named A Horse by Degrees, featuring meticulous anatomical drawings of horses in a foreign language. Inside its cover, the names A. Chastain, G. Castain, and H. Castain were inscribed.
Do you guys want to read all of your books? I don't think Medea can read her book.
What?
She can't read.
Dare you?
That's rude, God.
As they delved into their chosen texts, Murdoch made a chilling realization.
Well, in any sense, this just goes to prove to me that I think Carcosa is an actual real place that we can really get to.
Yes.
I don't know. I still don't believe you.
What, that it's
I'm
real?
skeptical.
It's real? We'll end up there either way, it sounds like, according to what I've been told from what I read in the play. Is that we're all just on strings, dancing to the King in Yellow's tune. And we'll all end up in Carcosa eventually, whether we want it or not.
While the agents immersed themselves in their readings, Medea was drawn to a curious procession beyond some bookshelves.
Our scene takes place on a balcony in the Palace of Hastur. You miss some stuff as you're walking closer and it gets louder and it's the two suns sink and you just keep moving closer and closer towards it and it gets louder. You hear someone say, "Good day, mother." "Goodbye, day," a woman says, and you just keep hearing people talking.
They concluded that their path led to the Dorchester Clinic, and they departed from the bookstore. Monkey surprisingly found a shortcut that defied logic and led them straight to the bookstore's exit.
But Monkey, he's got a better idea. You guys start walking, and he just takes a bookshelf, pulls it, and just opens up an entrance to the front of the store.
Upon exiting, their situation took a dark twist as they found Medea's vehicle surrounded by the police. Medea's day became even more eventful when she received a phone call from her close friend, Christine.
Hey, girl.
Don't hey girl me, you're on the news. What did you do?
What do you
Your
mean I'm
face
on the
is
news?
everywhere.
Oh no.
What? My Jeep got stolen today, so that was crazy. I've been dealing with that. So like I didn't call you because I've been stressed out, I've been busy. I've been focused on that. Sorry. But yeah, that's crazy. I guess they stole my car and then went and killed people.
Okay, Sophie, I'm just really worried about you. Can you tell me where you're at? What's going on?
No, I'm actually going through a tunnel right now. Sorry. I think she might suspect something.
Meanwhile, a text message that Murdoch received shook his world to its core.
Another message comes in. She's like, I think we're gonna have to rethink our training.
Well, that's not good for me.
You considered hiring another trainer?
Yeah, maybe that'll have to be the option.
The agents regrouped at Murdoch and Monkey's apartment, preparing for their impending assault on the Dorchester house.
Well, in case this goes south real quick, real fast, it's been an honor working with all of you.
Yeah, I can agree, man.
You too, sir.
Learned a lot.
Thanks.
Returning to Dorchester around midnight, they encountered an unsettling atmosphere.
It was a school one time.
Yeah, I remember that creepy person telling me. I was all sassy about it.
You sure were.
The once familiar clinic appeared empty and shrouded in darkness, with distant screams of patients echoing through the halls. Their first step was to visit Dr. Dallin.
I think we should talk to him. Let's talk to him.
Well, he's probably not here. It's midnight.
Nah, he's fucking always here. He lives here.
They're
Something weird.
demons. This is their nest.
Yeah, dude. We're here to
Okay.
fucking kick the hornet's nest, man. You know he's in here. Creepy old fucker.
However, their exploration of Dallin's office yielded strange and mystifying findings.
You start seeing these yellow spine books randomly placed throughout the wall, and it seems to make this weird snaking geometric symbol. As you take a full view of it, you see a giant yellow sign. At first, it almost looks like a normal window, but then you notice the lights out of it that would have once been like street lamps, electric lights. They look dim and flickering as if they're lanterns. Off in the distance in the sky, you see these occasional like blooms of light, like big bursts in the sky, like artillery shells falling.
What do you have, Medea? What do you got?
I don't know. They're like little rocks. They're pulsing like a heart.
Oh, what? Weird. That is gross. Are they alive?
I don't know.
Careful, don't touch
Weird-
it.
Yeah, don't
I
touch
say.
it. What if it's got something? What if it's radioactive?
A startling encounter awaited them when they were confronted by an imposing figure dressed as a nurse.
And he's just like, hey, what are you doing in here? It's like, you know you're not supposed to be out here. And he rushes in at you guys. And he pulls a
What?
walkie-talkie out and he's like, hey, I need some help. We've got some people in Dallin's office.
Leading to their swift capture before they could uncover the secrets lying beyond the door.
You guys are both grabbing onto this pressurized steel door. It's got like this metal handle you have to twist to open it up. And you guys are like cranking on it, looking over your shoulder as this guy has Monkey and he's slapping him in the face with a postcard, like trying to stab him with it. And he
Get the fuck outta
pulls
here.
he pulls Monkey out of the room and
No.
disappears with him. And then like 4, 5, 6 orderlies bust in the door and they've all got hypodermic needles and just
No.
stab Murdoch, stab you Medea, stab you Veritas, and we go black.
Oh no.
I'm not crazy. The wall just won't open.
What has happened to the agents? Are they insane? Just puppets on strings? Will they be forever lost in the Dorchester house? Or will they find themselves deeper on their path to Carcosa? Find out now.
Some books, you'll have to pay for those.
What do I pay you in dollars? $1
$1 would be
$1.
good.
Oh, thank God they take $1 here.
That would suffice.
My head.
Yeah, shh, I'm reading, motherfucker.
Well, there was stuff going on. Nerds.
Is it in that post you posted?
There. Just like a real TV show. James, you're muted.
Son of a bitch.
Guys, do I have... I have the screen too small. Do I have Monkey and Medea swapped around again on the stream?
Yes.
I need to mute
You sure do.
Discord because I feel like I'm on fucking acid.
Or just mute the stream. Anyway.
Muting Discord would be pretty sweet.
Yeah. So that was the recap, guys. That's what happened last time. You guys got drug out. The last thing you saw was this man who overtakes you, massive and imposing. He gives Monkey a bear hug. I'm gonna find the guy and pop him up for you guys again. Let's see him. Mr. Ed. Here he is. He does that, and Monkey is kind of struggling, but he's also staring at this this postcard that he had, and it's been translated, and now looks like this. Didn't look like that before, guys, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't know.
Says,
What's the answer?
Dearest M, made the crossing with a strange little man called Mosby. All is well. The towers of gold are magnificent. In Yehitel, spelling is a wonder. Say hello to V for me. Abigail's here. Wish you were. And he's staring at that as he's drug out of the room and he disappears. You guys don't see him anymore. Murdoch's shouting at him, getting ready to fire his pistol. He pulls down the trigger and nothing happens, and he looks at his hands and he's just holding them up like he's got a gun, but there's no gun in it. And as he just looks in disbelief, a bunch of orderlies run in. One stabs him in the neck with a needle. The others rush past and grab Medea and Veritas and stab them as they're trying to crank the handle on this pressurized door. And as Medea's getting stabbed and Veritas is getting stabbed, one of the orders says, "It's gonna be okay, buddy." And you guys fall limp into their arms, and the scene goes black. What happens next is we flash to a young girl with a long mop of messy black hair on her head. She's wearing a black Dexter's Laboratory shirt and geometric print Zubas. She cowers in a linen closet in a bathroom, clutching a piece of paper. The door violently swings open, and for an instant we see a clown mask surrounded by a golden cloak with a bandaged hand in front of its face, and it's just shh. And then the image kind of flashes back and forth between a bald-headed man and a white tank to the clown mask, and it just keeps happening until eventually it stops on the bald-headed man, and he rips her out by her shirt, and she's screaming. He's holding a black pistol to her head. We see her drugged down a short hall of an apartment and set in front of a woman on her knees. There's this imposing balding man in a black suit with a wine-red shirt underneath. He's got the silver pistol pointed at the older woman on her knees. The one woman looks like this.
What?
And the man with the pistol looks like that. Abby's begging for her life, and Sophie's life, just screaming, "Don't kill us, please, don't kill us!" Another body lay motionless on the ground next to him, a pool of blood around it. It's an incredibly muscular man in a Nike tracksuit. You'd all recognize him as Paulie Hall. The man we know as Don Gugliani looks over with a menacing glare at the little girl and says, "You see this, Sophie? Your mother and father have been very bad. Bad things happen to bad people. Are you bad, Sophie?" He waits for an answer from the girl, and she's just panicked and sobbing. She cries harder. "Don't try my patience, little girl. Are you bad?" And then he just presses the gun aggressively into Abby's head. Still nothing. And Sophie shouts, "Don't hurt my mom! Don't hurt my mom!" And Don just looks at her and says, "I don't have fucking time for this. Your parents fucked me over. Paulie thought he could skim off the top. Your mom thought she could cover his tracks. Fucking deadbeats." And he pulls the trigger right in front of Abby. Or Sophie, I mean. And Abby slumps over into her knees and stops making any sound. Sophie, who is sobbing, stops entirely. Motion, color, any semblance of her child self drains from her face. She's just crying, tears streaming down her face, but no noise comes from her. The Don takes a folded black pocket square out, cleans the blood spatter off his gun. He looks to Sophie again, more reserved now. "I don't think you're a bad girl, Soph. That's why you're still here with us. Just stop and think next time you're about to do something bad. What happens to bad people? For instance, if you think about telling the cops about this, stop, think, and remember to keep my name out of your mouth like a good little girl. And I won't have to send my men back to finish off the whole Pretty Boy clan. You understand me, little girl?" And he waits. Sophie just stares blankly, still crying. "Nod your fucking head, little girl." And she slowly nods her head. We cut to the men leaving the apartment, and the girl's just sitting there. There's just kind of a time lapse as she's sitting there, and eventually cops rush in. There's no noise now. We just see them talking to her, gently shaking her, and she doesn't move. And then we just hear a man say, "I think she's gone catatonic." We hard cut to a finely furnished office. A small fire crackles and a fireplace set in the wall. There's a small French writing desk. It sits centrally in the room, and a man that you guys would recognize as Dr. Dallin sits on one side of the table.
Motherfucker.
"Sophie, I'm so very sad to see you back in here. You've been doing so well from the sounds of it. I thought we had worked through your issues. You made such incredible progress from the quiet, mousy little girl that once stepped through those doors. Everything you've been through, it's quite extraordinary. I just can't believe you had the resolve to keep going. I was so excited when we finally released you. I know you have your vices, we all do." We hard cut to Sophie, and she's sitting on a yellow couch in a hazy apartment. It's littered with empty bottles, cigarette butts. She's leaning over a coffee table. Mr. Brightside by the Killers is playing on the radio somewhere. Her hair is jet black. She's got dark makeup around her eyes, black lipstick, and she's covered in piercing. She holds a rolled up dollar bill in her hand and snorts a massive line of white powder off the table. Just get some good stuff. She holds the bill out to a man sitting next to her. He's got this shaggy brown hair, scruffy beard. And he says, "Soph, come on. I told you I was going to join the Air Force. I gotta quit that shit. They're not gonna let me in if I ain't gonna piss clean. I don't care if you do it, but I'm not gonna." Sophie says, "Don't be such a little bitch, Chris. Why are you always like this?" Chris gets up and storms out the door. Sophie rolls her eyes and pours some white powder out of a baggie and takes a Walmart gift card and does it all again. Cut to Dr. Dallin at his desk. "It was unfair he left you when you needed him, but Chris needed to carve out his own path, Sophie. He joined the military, and you should have been proud of him, even if it was difficult for you. He served his country proudly as an Air Force mechanic. It's hard what happened that day, Soph, I know." Now we hard cut to a barracks somewhere. We see a clean-cut Chris in a brown, tight-fitting shirt. He's put on muscle since you last saw him on that couch. He's wearing khaki pants and khaki combat boots. Pulls a Motorola Razr from his pocket and dials. "Hey, Soph, it's me. Just, wanted to let you know I miss you. It's been hard being stationed here for so long. Iraq fucking sucks." And then we just go to a montage of him laughing and talking on the phone. It lasts for quite some time. All of a sudden, we start hearing some air sirens. And, Chris says over the phone, "I'm scared, kid. I've never heard this before." You hear Sophie on the other end say, "Why do you keep calling me kid?"
Yeah.
"It doesn't even matter anymore, Soph." "Oh, fuck." And then we just hear a massive explosion. We cut to the other end. Sophie sits at a in a lobby somewhere in a building. She's leaned against a banquet table with a large urn coffee maker on it and some cookies. A woman with pink spiked hair and facial piercings next to her gets a cup of black coffee. We close in on Sophie's face and we hear "oh fuck" out of the earpiece. She gets a look of panic on her face. Chris, what happened? Then we kind of zoom out on the scene and we see a banner hanging in this room and it says "NA welcomes you." We cut back to Dr. Dallon's office. Your sponsor, Christine, found you on the street again, Sophie, strung out. You just couldn't cope with Chris passing. You went on a bender, accosting strangers at bars, telling them you were hard on your luck Air Force vet. Just needed a drink or bub. There was no other choice than to bring you back to the Dorchester house. And then we fade out. We cut to the sound of helicopter blades cutting through the air, and we hear down now, down now, down now, down now. CCR's playing, of course. We see a young, clean-cut Henry. Bam. Thanks, Midjourney, for that one.
Well, I do declare it is me in my glory, no longer former, because we are back in time.
We hear the helicopter blades, and he's just got his full jarhead gear on, his helmet on and everything, and he's hanging out of a Huey on a mounted machine gun. Kind of go to a close-up of his hands pulling down on the trigger. And the camera cuts to it just tearing through a village below.
You commie bastards!
There's people scurrying around, and they just drop to the ground lifeless. As the movement on the ground ceases, we hear the shouts of "Hurrah!" erupt from the helicopter as it peels away. We cut to a common space in the Dorchester. A handful of games like checkers and chess are scattered across the table. Men in different women sit at all the tables. They're in sweats and gowns and all sorts of different, hospital attire. It stops up on a close-up shot of Dr. Dallon sitting casually across from Henry, now well-aged again. Dallon moves his bishop with a soothing smile and says, "Bishop to be 4. Now back to what we were talking about, Henry. I'm sure it's quite difficult having... What's that?
I feel like butter scraped across too much toast. Feel
Right.
old. That's what I'm saying.
You are. But back to what we were talking about, Henry. I'm sure it's difficult having such tragic events painted as an illustrious career. You were just a kid, asked to murder others. No one should have put that on your shoulders, and to be told what you did was justified, right somehow? Some days you say you felt justified doing what you did to them, that they deserved it. Why is it you think...
Freedom ain't free.
Well, why is it you think you feel the way you do, especially about those in the world you care most for? We cut to the interior of a wooden shack, bugs buzzing, and the howls and cackles of macaques in the distance. Henry sits at a table with a pile of heavy explosives sitting around him. He's carefully just applying little wires to a brick of something. He's got his glasses down on the end of his nose, little beads of sweat dripping down his head. The door bursts open, and a Marine with dark hair, dark eyes, and a tan complexion, and a sleeveless shirt and green trousers and boots. He's smiling. Henry looks up in a bit of a panic at first because he comes in so abruptly. The man kind of takes a bottle of something and tosses it in Henry's direction. He snatches it out of the air. A little bit of liquid splashes out. "Hambone! Found a stash of Viet Cong hooch hiding in one of the houses. Give it a shot, man. It's got some bite." Henry says to him, "Damn, Vincenzo. Solid score." And then they laugh. He takes a drink, winces a little bit, and we fade back into Fortunate Son. And there's just a montage of a bunch of Marines drinking in a shack together, playing cards and wrestling. Just like any war movie you've ever seen before. Eventually, Henry excuses himself to go to the bathroom, grabbing his rifle and stumbling out. We cut to the exterior of a small fishing village on a river. Vietnamese townsfolk intermingle with American Marines that cavort around the town. Supply caches and crates line heaps around the village. Henry walks away briefly, about 20 feet into the jungle's edge, facing away from the village. He's looking off into the dense brush, and we cut to a shot of his chest and face. Like, that's all we can see is just his upper body and the village behind him. And suddenly we see a massive explosion. Startled, he stumbles forward and trips over in some bush and kind of turns and is looking towards the village. Screams ring out. He's on the ground. We cut to Henry's vision, and we see the house where he was drinking is the center of a large blast radius. Viet Cong soldiers descend onto the village shortly after, firing AK-47s at any moving body. And Henry just kind of crawls off into the jungle and like hunkers up behind a tree. We cut to the table again, and Dr. Down's face. Seems we're getting to the root of it. You didn't feel like the hero they painted you to be in their tales. He grabs a piece from the board again. Rook to E1. You were angry at them. They triggered you and you lost control. Reverted back to your training. You went into autopilot. Isn't that right, Henry? And we cut now to the exterior of a large old plantation in the Georgia countryside. Then we cut to the interior, a dining room, a long wooden dining table covered by a golden runner. Trays and platters hold a feast of sorts. Turkey, half hog, big long table filled with just tons and tons of delicious food. There's a lot of familiar faces to Henry gathered around the table. We see Henry, he's in his mid-20s now with a scruffy beard and disheveled hair. One of the guys, an older gentleman, says, "My son was a goddamn war hero." An older man, and then a younger man across the table, "I heard he had a kill count goddamn near 200. He single-handedly took down a whole village." Henry's ears begin ringing, his face flushes of color. He gets up without a word, excuses himself, pushes his chair in behind him, and just walks away. See, I've got that. Ready? Here we go. Never said war doesn't make you a little off, right, Joseph? That's what his dad says as he walks away. And we cut to Henry in a large bedroom covered in Leonard Skinner, Grateful Dead, and ZZ Top posters. The camera zooms in on him as he steps towards the bed. He kind of kneels down and reaches under. He pulls this red footlocker out, flips it open. Inside, a small black pistol peeks out from underneath a pile of old photos, letters, some bits of burnt wire, a little flask of Jim Beam, and a couple hand grenades with the pins still intact. He brushes everything aside and grabs the pistol, and we just start hearing the sound of a heartbeat. Dum, 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 dum. And he stands up, checks the chamber. There's a bullet in it. We cut to him walking through a sprawling mansion past servants and butlers to the dining room. The table looks at him, all with oblivious smiles, until without a word, he just pulls the pistol out, one between his dad's eyes. He turns to the woman sitting next to him, we'd assume is his mother, one between her eyes, and at that point the table just starts freaking out. "Jesus Christ, Henry, please don't do this!" They all push away from the table, start flipping it over. There's people crawling on the ground, some running towards the door, and just calm as can be, just one shot each, just drops 3 people. And the ones that are on the ground, he just slowly walks up to, and just drops both of them. Then he walks to a phone mounted on the wall, presses a few buttons on it, puts it to his ear, and just says, "I did something bad. I killed them all. You can come get me now." And we hard cut back to Dr. Dallon's face. "Henry, what you did to your family, for lack of better words, unconscionable. But sending children to war is a far more unconscionable act, if you ask me. You've been working hard. So difficult for me to hear you create such delusions to distract yourself with. To distract yourself from true healing. I thought we had made so much progress. Such a pity." And then he just moves his queen. Queen to F8. Checkmate, Henry. And we cut to black. We hear the tapping of keyboards in the darkness. We fade out. Then they kind of go away. Then we hear, Mr. Romano. Mr. Romano, are you with us now? I see the sedatives are wearing off, Mr. Romano. Come back. The darkness fades in, like blurred vision. The camera's out of focus. We see a man strapped to a hospital bed. We can't quite make him out yet. With blue sheets and a sterile white room. Then it focuses more. We see a white mask sitting between his legs on the covers. A man sitting in one of those little rolly chairs, a little notepad out and stuff, is sitting on the bedside. As we focus, we see Vinny is in bed and Dr. Dallin sits next to him. Vinny looks over at Dallin as his eyes begin to focus. We lost you again, Mr. Romano. You attacked an orderly. He wasn't a soldier in a demon army trying to pull at your strings. That was just Jeff. He was doing his job, checking to see if you were comfortable. These are just delusions. You've suffered from loss of your family members. 2, at such a young age, in just over a decade, it's a real tragedy. We cut to a musty, damp, dark motel room. Water stains and discolored spots cover most surfaces. See a cockroach scurry across the peeling tan and brown striped wallpaper. Down behind a bed. The clack of keyboards starts up again, and the camera moves sideways across the room. We see beer bottles, cans, empty pizza boxes, until we see 2 men's side profiles in the frame, each sitting at a busted table in front of white compact Presario desktops. The camera comes in front of them just a bit so we can see their faces, and they look identical. We're looking at Manny and Vinny. There's no sound other than just the... They look at each other occasionally talking, but we still just hear that one grabs a bottle of some pills and at some point, and a bottle of Jack or something, and he pops them in his mouth and takes a chug, and then he holds it over to the other one, and the other one's like, no, I'm good, kind of thing. And they stay at this for hours, just typing away, and the camera pans, and we see that they're on these paranormal and unnatural message boards. Eventually one of them goes to sleep, and the other just keeps pounding pills and drinking booze and typing away. More hours pass, and the man on the computer starts to become visibly agitated and strung out looking. We see bags growing under his eyes and them getting bloodshot and red. He starts rubbing at him. We briefly flash to Vinny standing in his apartment with Murdoch at an island counter, and he's just eating a handful of amphetamines and pulling off a bottle of wild turkey while Murdoch talks to Sophie and Veritas. Then we flash back to the cockroach scurrying around the motel. The chatter of the keyboard grows louder, flashes to his hands typing away, and then he's shaking his head, agitated, banging his fist off the desk. Continues typing. Eventually he's reaching under the desk and he pulls out a pistol and he's screaming at the screen and pointing at it, and he's pushing back in his chair in terror and pulling the gun up to his head. We just keep hearing the clacking of keyboards. The other brother wakes up and rushes up to the man, trying to ease him, holding his hands out, trying to calm him. Then the gun is pointed at the man that's trying to ease the other one, and he lunges for it. The keyboard's still clattering, then BAM! We hear a gunshot goes off, and the one who lunged drops to the ground limp. We hard cut to Dr. Dallin pointing at a picture of Manny and Vinny with their arms around each other smiling. You shot him, Manny. You shot your own brother. Remember it. You confessed it to me after a decade of covering it up. Your name is Manfred Romano. Not Vincent, not Vinny, not Agent Vincent. Manfred Romano. You had an episode after your sister passed. Your psyche fractured, it seems. Some part of you absorbed Vinny and you believe that you've become him. But you haven't. You are and always have been Manny. We cut to the exterior of a small independent movie theater in downtown Boston. A lit marquee says, "A Song Before Travel." Shortly after, a large group of showgoers files out the front doors, each holding or wearing a white papier-mâché mask. They scatter in all directions. The camera's cut to 2 individuals walking together. It appears to be Ariana and Vinny, or Manny. And Ariana says, "I'm sorry, Manny, that was too artsy for me. I don't get it. Why the hell did we all have to wear masks and then take them off at the end in unison? I just don't get the premise of it, really." Seemed like they were trying too hard. We just see Manny shrug his shoulders, and they keep walking. They cut down an alley. A disheveled man appears wearing a tattered fur coat, a strange metallic gold bow around his neck. He pulls out a pistol. "Give me everything you got!" We hear him shout, and then Manny and Ariana throw their hands up and start to beg for him to go, take everything, all the stuff, but we just start to hear a loud ringing again. Ariana reaches down in her purse to grab at something, and the man fires. Then he turns the gun on Manny and fires at him, hitting him in the shoulder. Manny drops down to the alley. We cut to his point of view, and his eyes blink a few times. He's staring at Ariana. We just see a pool of blood dripping from a small hole in her head, her eyes glossed over. He looks a few feet away, laying on the ground as the mask Ariana was holding, and he just slowly picks it up and pulls it over to his body and then sets it on his face. Camera pulls out away, and we see the alley and the pool of blood surrounding Manny and Ariana's body on the concrete. A bunch of police in uniforms arrive at the crime scene, and the ambulance pulls in. We hard cut to the hospital bed again, and Dr. Dallin sits next to him with a clipboard in hand. "It's called totemic compulsion, Manny. A common occurrence in life-altering situations for us to cling to material objects. Certainty. Constance. You feel that the mask is an extension of you, protects you from the outside world, a veil to hide you from the truth." And then we fade to black. Once more, we cut into the interiors of a hospital hall in the daytime. We hear the distant blood-curdling scream pierce the air, filling the hospital with an otherworldly dread. The camera moves along the hospital till we're in a room. The camera pans to the left as we enter and shows Gabriel in a hospital room holding Sarah's hand. He looks at her. She's sweating and pale in a hospital gown, her knees in stirrups. "You gotta push, Sarah! You gotta push!" A doctor kneels down in front of her wearing blue scrubs and a mask, shouts. She pushes again, clenching tight and squeezing hard on his hand, forcing the blood from it. Then we hear a baby crying. "It's a baby girl, you guys! Congratulations! Do you want to cut the cord, Dad?" The doctor grabs a pair of suture scissors from a small cart, hands them to Gabriel. He walks over, emotion welling in his eyes, and cuts it. Nurses come and rush off with the baby to start cleaning it off. Then they bring her back and set her on Sarah's chest. "She's beautiful. I think I want to call her Abigail. What do you think about that, Gabe?" We flash to the garden outside of the Dorchester house. Flowers bloom in the gardens around the building in the daytime. Pigeons hop about in the distance. Gabriel sits on a bench with Dr. Dallin. "Now, Gabe, don't you think Sarah would be disappointed to know that you've been backpedaling like this? You've made immense progress since the accident. The obsession with finding her is unhealthy, Gabe. She's not here anymore." We cut to the interior of a brownstone building in New York. Gabriel walks through the door, hangs his coat up. It's late. Gabe's just finished a long night at work. He looks strung out. He walks through his modestly furnished apartment, past a tidy kitchen and down the hall, opening the first door. The room inside is lit by unicorn nightlight. The walls covered in NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Hanson, Boys to Men posters, all the classics. A young girl's asleep in there, facing away from Gabriel. He quietly closes the door with a smile, then heads to his bedroom. Sarah's lying there under the covers. The glow of a small TV on the dresser lights her face. Look towards it, and it's playing I Love Lucy quietly. "Hey, Gabe," she says. He smiles, walks up to her, gives her a kiss, then turns around. His face goes blank, emotionless, and he walks back to the living room. Grabbing a bottle of Jack and a glass from a cupboard, he pulls a pack of smokes out of a little drawer and some matches. He then sits down on the couch, turning on the TV. It's the news on the television. We see a picture of Agent Jack Parker, still at large for kidnapping of his son. Picture of his face takes up most of the screen. Please call 800-888-8888 with any information. Shaking his head, he just shuts it off. He has a flash of Jack Parker standing in front of him in Washington Park Square. "You can call me Maverick," he says. Then Gabriel's sitting in his apartment again, and he pours himself a glass of whiskey, swigs it down in one drink, then smashes it on the table. As he does, you see a flash of Molly hitting Mark Rourke with a baseball bat and just continues smashing and disfiguring him until he's no longer moving. Shaking after that vision, he fumbles with his smoke and his lighter and lights it again. He takes a pull, and then he pours another whiskey, slams that one down, And he does. He sees Vinny repeatedly stabbing a cloaked man to death. Slams another and smashes it down. You see Joey blasts Dr. Dallin in the head with a shotgun as he walks out a random doorway in the night floors. Another one. Gabriel shoots, dropped 2 gunmen in gas masks walking towards him. Just slams another whiskey. Molly smashes in the skull of Michelle Van Fritz as she's wrestling with Gabriel, trying to stab him with a tomahawk. Another one. Gabriel's ripped like 9-10 low balls at this point. Slams one more down, unsteady this time. It lands on its side, falls over and rolls off the table, and bam! We flash and see a white masked figure in a tattered golden cloak slowly walk towards Polly Hall in the aisle of an empty movie theater. Remove its mask. Gabriel's standing so that he can only see the side of this figure, but it grows grotesquely over Polly. Just this tower of golden tatters, and it picks Polly up between 2 fingers and just takes him and throws him where the hole would be where the mask was. And Polly disappears in there. And then we flash back to Gabriel again, and he's reclining on the couch. He's got his cigarette just hanging off behind the couch, and his eyes roll into the back of his head, and it drops. A breeze from the window causes the cigarette to roll towards a small table with innocent art projects. A piece of paper on the floor depicting 3 semi-detailed human forms, a man, a woman, and a young girl labeled Mom, Dad, and Abby, touched by the cherry of the cigarette, just starts to light up. We cut to Gabriel back under the tree with Dallin on the bench. Gabriel, Sarah just wants the best for you. She loves you dearly. She knows that the job was weighing on you. She knows everything you did was nothing more than a series of accidents. And that, sadly, culminated in loss. We all suffer tragedies, Gabriel. You've just got to learn how to forgive yourself. You're making such great progress. We cut back to the interior of the apartment, now ablaze. Sarah's standing behind Gabriel, a haze of smoke over her head, screaming, "What did you do, Gabe? What the fuck? Wake up! The apartment's on fire!" He's immediately sobered and jumps to his feet. "Quick, Gabe, we've got to get Abby! We've got to get our daughter!" And he rushes through the inferno. Sarah pulls a kitchen towel with little mastiffs over her face. Gabriel grabs a New York Rangers throw off the back of the couch and pulls it over his. They make their way to Abby's room. He ducks low under the smoke, and we can hear a girl crying, "Daddy, Daddy, Mommy, help me!" The girl's sobbing. Sarah shouts, "Abby, we're coming, baby!" As you guys near the door, timber just falls from the ceiling in front of the door, and Abby just starts screaming, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" And Gabriel, you rush off looking for anything you can. You grab a hockey stick sitting against the wall, and we just flash to like a quick vision of you and Abby playing ball on the floor with sticks on the hardwoods. He rushes back and tries to wedge it under the timber. It snaps. You start viciously kicking at it, coughing, hacking, throwing the blanket over your face, and you can hear the girl just crying, "Daddy! Daddy!" on the other side, and then behind your backs, firemen in yellow suits bust in the doors and grab around Sarah and Gabriel's waist and drag them out, and we can see, like, slow motion, them reaching and screaming. And we cut back to Dr. Dallin under the tree. "Abigail's gone, Gabriel. You're not going to find her. She died in that apartment fire. Operation Alice isn't real. It's a figment created solely by you as a coping mechanism. Sarah says you've been reading a lot of Lewis Carroll before the incident. She didn't go down a rabbit hole, Gabriel. She's not coming. She's not in some king's court at a party. She's gone. She died that day." And then we fade to black. You guys can all make me some sanity rolls.
For actual this time?
For actual.
I mean, that's.
Can I talk now? That was more torture than reliving my past.
You guys feel like those are very real memories.
Motherfucker, am I even real? Am I even real?
Don't let the doctor hear you say that. Trust me.
Ooh, Medea crit.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I am real.
I'm real. I'm real too, but it looks like Monkey might not be. Oh, Monkey, odd man out. He's like,
Oh.
he's probably gonna break after this one. He's like right on the edge. This boat is
Of
cracking.
glory, and he's hanging on a moment of truth.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Okay.
my Lord.
Yeah.
He's gonna start thinking he's.
Okay.
So,
Great job.
that was that.
Oh,
Now,
that was good. That was cool.
we cut to Monkey in bed in a hospital. Your eyes flutter open. You look around, you see white walls, cheap linoleum flooring. There's no decoration, a single window. You look out and you see a night sky and you see these pops of light off in the distance, kind of like the window in Dr. Dallon's office.
UFOs.
You're looking around. There's restraints around you, and you see in a brown leather armchair sits a strange little man, small in stature, graying and balding. He's in a pinstripe suit. He has a small, well-groomed little spade goatee and spectacles hanging off the bridge of his nose.
Wait, who sees this again?
This is Monkey right now.
Okay.
Manny, you know I hate using the restraints with you. I wish it didn't have to come to this. Ed told me you pulled a postcard out on from a friend of yours, of all things, and tried to stab him with it as if it were a knife. Can you tell me who wrote that for you?
Postcard. I don't remember. It all seems so hazy.
Your delusions are only getting stronger, I fear. You've been talking a lot about the King in Yellow lately. What is it exactly that you think the King in Yellow is?
I'm not. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You don't know. You don't have any idea, huh? Talk about him an awful lot.
Who are you?
Yo, you know me. I'm Dr. Friendly. Maximo Friendly. I've been your physician for years now.
How long have I been here?
Oh, 20 years at least.
What? And I'm gonna try to stand up.
You're restrained to the bed. You don't even notice. You just start pulling into it and you realize that you're tied to the bed. Your mask is laying kind of by your feet still.
Okay, I'm gonna start getting a little panicky. But wait.
Calm down, Manny.
That doesn't add up. I don't understand.
Calm
That
down,
doesn't make
Manny.
sense.
I don't want to have to get the orderlies in here and sedate you further.
Okay, how about you just loosen my straps and we can talk about this. Man,
I will once you cooperate. You tried to stab Mr. Ed with a postcard.
that I don't know. I thought, how did I get here? None of this makes any sense.
Like I said, you've been here for 20 years. You had a break. You're caught up in your delusions again. You claim that you're part of some group called Delta Green and that your name's Vinny. You're Manny. And to be honest, I find your delusions quite sickening at this point.
Don't gaslight me, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna try to rip through my shackles.
Make a strength roll.
There's the monkey I know.
He's just gonna pull a knife out and murder this guy.
Kill him with a postcard.
Oh! Looks like the restraints are strong.
Yeah, you're just cranking against him. I need you to calm down so we can get you out of those restraints. I'm not going to have you try to attack me or any of the orderlies again. Enough's enough.
Well, I mean, you're the one who has me tied up. I mean, how do you expect me just to remain calm? All right,
we have to restrain you because you're dangerous and violent.
I'll try. I'll hold still. I promise.
A book that writes the world. That's insane, Manny. He gets up. I'm going to ask you to keep your hands to yourself. Otherwise, we'll have to keep you in here for an extended period next time, okay? Okay.
Sorry.
He stands up and knocks on the door leading out of the room.
Confused, but as if like a kid.
He goes up and knocks on the metal door leading out of your room. You can undo his restraints now, Lewis. He then walks out the door, and a man in a white orderly outfit. He's wearing like a half masquerade mask. The orderly that comes in. And you can see that the flesh around the mask is reddened and boiled and bubbled as if he suffered some sort of burns. He's got medium-length blonde hair. Seems to be in his 20s or 30s. He's got blue gloves on his hands, and he comes up and puts a foot up on the bed next to your body, and instead of loosening the straps, just starts cranking against them and tightening you in. And you start to feel like your chest and the air in your lungs just start to push out. He grins and says, "Oh, my mistake." He loosens them entirely and lets you out, and then he goes down to your legs and does the same. "Don't get in too much trouble now, Agent Monkey."
You son of a bitch.
After you say that, he just turns and walks out the door, and you're free.
Okay. I kind of like look around the room. Where am I? What is this place?
Being in here briefly a couple days ago, it looks like one of the rooms you would have investigated in the Dorchester Clinic. A really empty one. There's just a brown armchair and a bed, basically, and then this window that looks out to the night.
I guess I'll like look around confused and then exit out in the hallway.
All right. You look around, confused, and you step out, and we cut to Veritas awaking in a room identical to the one that Monkey was in, but he doesn't have any restraints attached to him. What does Veritas do?
Sorry, I'm not restrained, you said?
Nope. But in a room almost identical to Monkey. There's no men in here or anything. Your door is like ajar. It's not swung wide open, but it's cracked open as if you're not locked in here or anything.
Well, my first thing to do was, since I had a flashback, was to roll my cigarettes up in my sleeve. And then I'm going to try... I assume this place is very echoey. I'm going to try to creep up to the door so I can take a little look-see-loo.
You creep up to the door and listen and kind of peek out the crack. You don't see anything, but you hear like a... it sounds like a ball bouncing and then being caught in a hand or something, that kind of sound.
I'm gonna go investigate ball mystery, sound mystery.
As you open the door just outside, it looks really familiar, like the Dorchester house was when you were in it. You see on the wall in between some doors a picture of a man in a masquerade mask. It's black and white, and he's wearing a nice suit. Doesn't have any name or anything on it, just seems like a decoration. But then you look to your left, and there's a hall leading out of this area, and you see a man standing in there. He's got an outfit from the 50s almost, but it also resembles hospital attire at the same time, and he's got this little red ball that he's just bouncing off the floor, off the wall, and then back to his opposite hand, and he's just doing that back and forth.
Oh, I love throwy catchies. Can I join? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, can I join, friend, that I want to make?
Oh, yeah. Have you seen them? He's kind of like squinting his eyes and looking at you. Not the ball. Them. The phantoms that walk these halls. They're everywhere.
You don't say.
They
How do I know? How do you know it's a phantom? Oh, is it my turn?
You can talk, yeah.
No, with the ball.
Oh, sorry. throws the ball off the wall. Dunk, dunk,
Nice.
and it bounces over to you.
Yeah. So how do you know? What's your name, by the way?
Leland.
Nice to meet you. My name's Vertas. Don't tell no one.
They're everywhere. They think you don't notice them, but if you look hard enough, you can see them.
Damn. I ain't been looking hard enough.
If you wander around here long enough, you'll see them. I notice.
Can they hurt me?
Shrugs his shoulders.
Shit. Thanks for the heads up, man. Leland. And for hanging out.
He holds his hand out.
Alright. Here's a sick pass I learned back in the day. And hopefully he
Catches it.
Nice.
He looks over at you. It's like, I've read it, The King in Yellow. Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
We got it back when we got our hands on the Dujema Bureau folder. A buddy of mine, he and I, we had to gather everything and write our file on it. He was right, I ignored him. I shouldn't have ignored him.
Yeah, I know how that. Wait, I know the reverse of that. I wish my friend hadn't ignored me.
What'd your friend do?
Well, I assume after he ran off that night, very bad things. I would assume.
Is he in Carcosa now?
I don't know. But
Mosby's in Carcosa.
Who?
Mosby?
Yeah, I know.
Is fucking Vertos the only one here? I'm confused.
Yeah.
I know he's there. I've heard that name.
Emmett? Yeah. I was dealt a Grin with him. I was on that case. He read it. He read the play. I read it too. But I didn't want to go further. I thought he was crazy. I should have listened. I'm stuck here now.
Again, I can relate. So you ain't found a way out yet, huh?
I don't think there is.
Well, I need to find my crew, my family. You understand that word, Leland? Family?
I haven't.
It means no one gets left behind, dang it. And then I catch the ball.
I don't get that reference, but okay.
It's not a reference, it's just meaning of the word, but okay. And then I throw it back to him. If I find what I'm looking for, Leland, I will send help. I don't like leaving men behind anymore.
Thank you. I don't want to be stuck here anymore. It's too long. Dr. Friendly, he pushes too hard sometimes. The needles. I don't want the needles. I don't want the needles.
I'll remember that.
He starts kind of like shaking as he says that and bounces the ball faster to himself and then throws it over at you and he just kind of starts walking away.
Sick. Catch it.
You got a ball.
I'll never forget this man.
We cut to Medea. She wakes in a common area at a table, like a lunch table, bench seating. She's like passed out on her arm like this, and she wakes up. There's an attractive mulatto woman in her early 30s sitting across from her, smiling.
Start screaming.
Probably so. She looks.
What the fuck's going on? No, I don't do that.
She kind of giggles. Hey there, sleepyhead.
Hey, who are you?
I'm Deborah. Deborah Carver.
Oh, duh. Deborah.
I don't know. That doesn't explain anything.
I just saw you sitting here. I thought maybe you could use a friend.
Where's here? Where are we sitting?
The sanatorium.
Hmm.
I haven't seen
Well,
you around before. I just wanted to make sure that you're okay. It can be kind
yeah,
of a...
I'm just visiting. So I should probably get going, honestly. So you have a wonderful day, and I'm gonna get up and try leaving.
Oh, okay. Careful. Things are a little foggy after your first dose. Might get some jello-y legs.
Okay, have a wonderful day. Nice meeting you, Deborah. And I'm gonna just keep walking towards the nearest exit.
Okay, so it looks like you're in the second or third floor of the Dorchester in kind of this central area here. It's just kind of like not really a lunch area, but like an area where the patients can gather to play games and stuff like that, do arts and crafts and things, where the orderlies can watch. You see that there's quite a few people in here. There's patients in pajamas and sweats, and there's orderlies dressed up in hospital attire around. None of you guys are on the map as is, but we'll say that for all intents and purposes,
No, yeah, I was
Sophie's
just trying
there.
to get my guy out of the way.
But yeah, so you get up and just the women's area is down here, as far as you remember, and the men's is up here. Men's is always to the north, and the women's to the south.
Do I recognize anyone in the group of people here? Any like nurses that I might recognize, or any patients?
None of the orderlies look familiar. You only saw about 4 of them.
Yeah, we didn't meet many.
No, you guys didn't do a whole lot of messing
We
around in
didn't
the Dorchester during the day, so
didn't
there's not
spend
going to be
much
a whole
time
lot of
here.
familiar faces. Roll an alertness.
I can certainly do that for you, GM. Boom.
You catch a glimpse of an orderly in just like a white outfit, white jacket, white pants, and they're pushing an elderly man in a wheelchair down the hall off in the distance. You just catch a glimpse of this man, and he seems strikingly familiar, but you're not sure why.
I'm gonna start moving towards that and go.
All right. And
have a
as you
look.
move towards that, we'll flash to Gabriel. You awaken restrained in bed, or in like actually one of those like chairs, like a doctor's chair, or like more of a dentist chair, but it's got restraints on it. You can go up and down in it kind of, and you're laying kind of at an angled position in some sort of nurse's office. Your right eye is really sore, especially the corner nearest your nose, like right there. It burns and feels bruised at the same time. You look around and see a nurse's cart. It's empty, but a couple spots of blood. Pulling rubber gloves off his hands and throwing them in a garbage is the man that Monkey saw in the pinstripe suit with the spade-shaped goatee. Let's see if we can find an image of him now that his name's been revealed.
Oh, Lord.
Where could he be?
Find him quick.
Here he is.
Bam! No,
Not him.
the sick fuck with the needles.
Maximo.
He has his little glasses hanging off his nose. Gabriel. Good, you're back. Had us worried. I was afraid the dose the orderly gave you may have done you in. I believe everything's in working order with you, but if I could ask you a few questions before I let you go, just to see where your current mental state lies.
You mean it almost killed me?
Well, you were thrashing around quite a bit. We had to give you a double dose. You're
Oh,
like
what
a
the-
fucking rhino or something.
What happened to my face?
We just had to check something. What is your most recent memory before waking in this chair?
Fuck you, demon.
Oh, that's... I don't know why it always comes to this, Gabriel.
What the fuck do you mean always?
What is your obsession with demons?
Where
What is it you're
this?
chasing?
Let me out of here. So look around like, what am I chasing? I'm not chasing anything. Let me out. Get me out of this place.
I'm gonna need you to calm down. You're in the grip of a delusion right now. I need you to be calm, please. You're not getting out of this chair until I know for sure you're going to be calm and okay.
Are there other people in the room?
Nope, just him.
Oh,
It's like a little nurse's station with just this chair, and you see all these like cabinets with supplies and little bottles and stuff, and all the regular nurse station kind of stuff. And he says, "Who's Abigail to you, Gabriel?"
she's a missing person that I've been looking for. I need to find her. That's why I've been looking for the way into Carcosa. Until you fucking strapped me in this chair, I was almost there.
Abigail is your daughter, Gabriel.
No, she fucking isn't. My daughter's Isabel.
You see, like, this memory, as you say that, of you at a Rangers game, and briefly you see Izzy sitting in the seat next to you, but then it flashes to a different little whiter complexion girl with brown hair sitting next to you, smiling and, like, waving a foam finger around.
Oh, shit. At least I think... No, you're not gonna fucking convince me shit. I can't get out of my fucking head. That's what's going on. That's how you were sending these images in my head, as you dug in my face. I guess I can't touch my face, but...
I'm
Fuck.
not in your head, Gabriel.
Oh,
You're delusional. You're not a part of a group called Delta Green. You lost your daughter in a tragic fire 20 years ago, and you've been fighting this ever since.
no! No! I've been at Delta Green for the last 20 years! I'm a fucking FBI agent. Art Crime Division. Gabriel Gonzalez. Isabel's my daughter. Sarah's my wife. You can't convince me of this shit, you fucking demon. You might as well just kill me.
Roll another sanity check. You're trying to convince yourself of this real hard.
Okay, hang on. Let me figure out.
One last question, Gabriel, as you roll this sanity check for me.
I don't fucking answer questions to demons, but ask it anyways. This is a big old
Dude, you're just the most sane person ever. It's insane.
yeah, suck on that one.
Crazy how sane you are for everything that's happened.
Just got the mental fortitude.
It's so hard.
You can't convince me nothing new, stupid demon.
Have you read the King in Yellow as far as memory serves?
Oh yeah, I've read the play. I've read the Scotia. I've seen your name.
What is it you think my name is?
Oh, fuck, I forgot. You're one of the demons in the Scotia. I don't remember. If you rearrange the letters of one of them.
I'm no demon.
Like hell you aren't.
Foolish delusions, Gabriel. I can't believe you're still holding on to this after so much work. Disheartening.
I'm
You just
try
walk-
to spit on him from
You s-
however far.
You spit on him as he turns and walks away. You like spit on the back of his neck, and he just wipes it off and looks at it and looks back at you and just shoots daggers at you. Walks up to the door and just
You'll never break me. I'll just yell that after him.
let him out, but keep an eye on him. The door opens up, and that massive man that carried Monkey out. When you were in Dallon's office, he walks in, Friendly slips out, and he just comes over silently. It's like Lurch or something, just undoes the straps without saying a word to you and just kind of turns around and walks out. What you doing, Gabriel?
Maximo just walked away.
Maximo and the big man.
I'm gonna try to. I'm just alone in this chair.
Yeah, the big guy came in after Maximo went out and removed your restraints, and then he walked out after grunting at you.
And said, "Yeah, but he told the guy to watch me."
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like. Is there? It's just. What am I in? Just like a you said it was like a nurse room.
Yeah, just some sort of nurse station. There's.
I'm just gonna like start opening the drawers and like looking around, seeing if there's any like. What like I guess are there any like needles or is there anything sharp or anything like that I can maybe find? Any kind of weapon?
No. There's these little glass vials, and when you pick them up and look at them, they're plastic and empty. And they have names on them like of what prescription drugs and like chemicals would be, but they're empty.
Alright, time out.
Only...
Yeah. Were you describing them as glass bottles and then when you reach for them they turn plastic, or did you misspeak? Because that tripped me up hard.
They turn plastic.
No, okay, that's way worse than I thought. I thought you misspoke. I don't like that. Okay, sorry.
It's like, I don't know if I saw them. I don't even know what's real anymore. The image of Abigail actually being possibly my daughter really shook Gabe, but I guess just acted like it didn't that much. In any case, I'm just gonna yell out like, Sophie! Or no, Medea! Veritas! Can you hear me? Scream out.
We
just screaming out names.
We cut to Sophie, who's walking after this person in a wheelchair.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna get a beer quick.
And catching, and she does hear someone shouting, "Sophie!"
Oh, I'm gonna follow it.
You follow it, and you're starting to go to the north pier, and then cut. And there's orderlies and stuff everywhere. You know that the way that this building operated, the patients weren't really allowed to roam around, especially on the higher levels. But you see here, there's people like walking around with cigars, smoking. That you don't see any like sharp objects or anything, but you see people with cigarettes or maybe like a glass of brandy or something, like a little plastic cup with dark liquor in it. And you see the orderlies are watching everyone and acting as orderlies, but there's no like enforcement of the many strict rules that you remember the Dorchester having, like no contraband and all this and that. There's people doing things, and you start walking into this area and you see a little nurse station to the door standing wide open. You just see Gabriel, and they're just shouting, "Sophie! Medea!" and just saying all your guys' names, just shouting them throughout the building.
I'm gonna run over there. I'm gonna shove the nurse or whoever's next to him.
There's no one next to him. Standing outside the door is Mr. Ed, though, the big giant man. And
I'm gonna shove him.
You shove him, and he just kind of like raises his finger. What? You know the rule. One more time.
I'm gonna run over to Murdoch.
Can he open the door? Or
Door's
can she
open.
The door? Oh,
Door's open. They left the door open. They removed your restraints, left the door open.
I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna slap him. I'm gonna shake him. Be like, "What's going on?"
I'm real. What the hell's going on? What are they trying to? I'm just gonna like grab your face. Be like, "Oh my god, it's so good."
I'm gonna grab his face.
I didn't know if anyone was alive.
Feels so good.
Rub my hands all over his face. really feel every inch.
I thought you killed me. Or I thought they had killed me, sorry. Or I was
I'm
dead
s-
or something. I don't know what the fuck.
I'm still pulling on his like cheeks and stuff while he's talking.
Stop that
I
shit.
didn't do.
This is too real.
Slap hands, man. Oh, what the fuck is going on? Did they try to convince you that you're not who you are? Or that your
I don't know.
family's
Some
not who
weird.
they
I
are?
woke up and some weird lady started talking to me, and I just left.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, good. I had to fear that they had, like, turned you. We're in the demons have captured us. We're in some
Really?
sort of demon prison right now, I think.
We have to find everyone else.
Yes.
We gotta make
Yep.
shivs.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta get I'm gonna, like, look at the door and, like, is the big guy listening to us?
I don't know.
You see like his elbow is like sticking out of the door frame, you know, like as if he's standing on the other side waiting around the corner. But he's not like peeking around the corner at you guys or anything.
I'll, like, lean in to whisper and be like, we gotta get Monkey and Veritas. We gotta get the fuck out of this place.
Yeah, let's go try and find him.
Are we the same age?
Yeah, you're in your like early 50s, Monkey, and Murdoch's in his early 60s. And Medea's a cool 29.
Pretty
Protas
close.
is
Now I'm
60.
27 again.
We're
all
old ass
saw-
dude.
I'm
Bunch of old
beautiful.
fucking men.
Yeah.
I'm like ripped as fuck for being 60. My strength is so high. Alright, we gotta find Veritas first. Or Monkey, I guess. Actually, I probably want to find Monkey first. Doesn't matter, let's go find him. And I don't know how we're gonna get past this motherfucker though.
We cut to Monkey. You, Monkey, are standing out in the hall after Dr. Friendly was talking to you. You went out after looking around your room a little bit. And you're in what you remember this area looking like over here, the men's section. And you're looking at this room here, and during the day you remember a vision of Manny running in there, or yourself. You don't know. You keep being told that you are Manny. Maybe it was Vinny running in there. But you look, and on the door, this was the room of Ed Myler Wist before, and the plaque's hanging off, and whatever name was on it has been like scratched out with some sort of sharp object, and in red dripping paint it says Mr. Wild on the plaque, and it's spelled out like this: MISTER WILDE.
Okay, I'm gonna
Curious.
give it a knock, 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 knock.
No one opens the door.
I'm gonna test the handle.
It clicks and opens.
I'll walk in, kind of sneakily.
Sitting just in a chair. He's like pushing it back on two legs, you know, as people do, and he's smoking a cigar. You see a Caucasian man of middle age. He's got this stunted build, though, of like a 10-year-old. He's a dwarf kind of small person, and he has this yellowed complexion, a deformed head, and a scarred face. He wears false wax ears over the ruined flaps that were once where his ears were. He's got these thick, muscly arms, and he's just puffing on a large cigar. And he's just in like a blue Dorchester sweatsuit, but he looks just crazy. Here's an image of him. His face, anyway, but imagine this on a 10-year-old boy.
Whoa, okay.
What?
Yeah, I guess I missed that part.
Sorry. I was looking for some of my old people to play some cards with. You guys haven't seen my buddies Veritas or Murdoch or Medea around, have you?
Never met him before.
Oh. I'm gonna kind of check the dude out. Does he look like he's like nervous or squirmy, or is he?
Looks totally calm. You see, like, in the windowsill, it's another night side, or like night sky, and you see the same just kind of going off. And there's just a mangy cat sitting in the window there, and he's smoking, and he picks like a book up off the ground, just whips it at the cat, and the cat scatters across the room. And as he does that, you notice that on his lap there's a notebook sitting there. As he kind of like opens his hand up and throws something else, you see that. And you remember that Ed Miller Wist, when you went in and talked to him briefly, he had this little notebook he was scrawling in the whole time he was talking to you. And it looks identical to the one that's in this man's lap.
Alright.
And you say that to him, and he's just kind of like, never met him. Sorry.
Hey, don't throw that at the cat. What the fuck was that? I'm gonna kind of really quickly move across the room as if I'm moving towards the cat.
No, that's
bump
just
into his chair and try to like cause a big commotion.
He's on two legs, and you bump into the chair, and he flips on his back and throws his cigar. And
Did he throw his notebook? Can I grab the notebook?
No, it kind of like flops next to his shoulder. It doesn't go flying because he just flips backwards, and it kind of like lands on his chest and rolls off to the side of him.
Shit! Sorry about that. Sorry. And I'm gonna grab him and kind of help him up, but I'm gonna try to grab the notebook and
you pick him up, he immediately scoops up. He's like, "What kind of game is this you're playing?"
Oh, sorry. I'm really emotional. I'm a big cat person. Love cat videos and such. I get a little emotional about it.
That's just Jinxie. That's just a little game we play. The hunter and the hunted.
Yeah, well, I don't appreciate those kind of games. Cats are loving animals and don't need to have books thrown at them.
I've killed him 100 times. He always comes back.
What?
They say that thing about 9 lives.
Joke?
No, 100 times at least.
Yeah, okay, buddy. I'll just start leaving the room.
Nice to meet you, monkey. He says as you walk
too,
out.
Broski. What's your name again?
Wild.
Oh, this is your office?
My room.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were one of the orderlies. I'm sorry. I'm confused. I haven't been myself lately. I'm just gonna.
All right. Are you coming or going?
I'm leaving, Mr. Wild. Goodbye.
All right. You walk out. You walk out, and as you enter the hall, you see in between you start walking down the hall, and there's just like strange Victorian furniture set around and pictures on the wall.
It's a different interior than last time I was here.
It doesn't jump out at you immediately. You're having these flashes of memory that makes it seem like it should be there, but another memory shows it as something different.
I'm going to kind of like just start walking down the main hallway really quickly, just in one direction, trying to kind of head down towards the like elevator area or stairway.
Whereas you're walking, the the room seems to just keep stretching and unfolding, as if like
Whoa.
the hallway just keeps going and doesn't end, and you walk past another door and another door, and then Henry, you see him talking to a man, dum, 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 dum. And then that man takes off walking away after a bit, and you see Henry just standing there with a red ball that he'd caught in his hand.
And a giant smile.
Vertox.
Oh, hey, monkey. I was just asking about you.
And a giant smile.
What the fuck happened? What the? Oh, I can come over. Like, what the
Well,
fuck happened? Where are we? What?
I did some
Do you know how
bad
long we've
shit.
been here?
And now I got a ball. I assume I've only been in here like, what, 10 minutes? How long ago did we get beat up? Or dragged in here?
That's the last thing you remember, too. Okay. At least we're on the
Well,
same page here. This
I
dude was
mean-
telling me I've been here for 20 years. I thought he was nuts.
Oh, yeah, no one's told me that. Did you see that guy I was talking to? Did you see Leland?
Yeah.
He's one of our friends now. He was telling me about there's phantoms, he said. And to watch out for them.
That actually checks. That makes sense.
He said,
I've been seeing phantoms around here before.
he said you can see them if you want, or if you try, if you know how, something like that. There was a certain rule to it. Also, he said, Mr. Doctor Friendly, don't call him Mr. because that'll probably get you on his bad side. But he's mean with the needles.
Okay.
Gotta watch out for his
I think we have to
needles.
find the rest of the crew.
Do you know for sure they're in here?
I assume so. I mean, I honestly didn't think. I thought I was kind of alone. I wasn't sure even how long it had been up until I ran into you.
Yeah, I was trying to start a new gang with Leland, but he walked off and gave me his ball, so I guess I'm the leader now. So,
Well, if these fucking wackos think you're the leader because you have that ball, then bring that ball.
well, I'm gonna bring the ball either way. So,
Yeah,
you
I
came
agree.
from that way. Let's go this way, I guess.
Okay. As good as reason as any.
Then we go the way.
Okay. You go a direction and you start moving, and you see like a spiral staircase just randomly off to the right-hand side going upwards. You see an elevator that wasn't there going down. As you guys are walking south down a hall, there's an intersection that cuts east to west, and being in the Dorchester days before, how your memory serves, you don't remember it being like this, but at the same time you feel like this is totally normal. And going east to west, you see an orderly with this masquerade mask covering half his face, and he's pushing this old man in a wheelchair. He looks like the Phantom of the Opera or something. Not the old man in the wheelchair, but the orderly. And you hear the tires freaking on the floor, and Vinny, the old man in the wheelchair, looks incredibly familiar to you, but at the same time not.
Hey, Sam, do I know you?
The
Kind of.
old man looks over and makes eye contact with you as this strange orderly just keeps wheeling him without stopping and doesn't say a word.
Hey, hold up. Where have I seen you before? Hey, wait.
Hey, do I know you? And then I'm gonna talk to the orderly. Have I seen you before?
This is what the old man looks like.
Whoa.
That boy wrinkly.
Still got some
The-
weight on him though for his old age. That's...
I'd probably beat him up though.
You stop the orderly, you're talking to this guy, and he's just staring at you, and he gets this look of like, he gets bright-eyed and starts kind of like shaking, and just makes these noises at you, but he doesn't. He like you can see his fingers moving and stuff, and he's like shaking and looking at you, but no words come out. And
Can I try
the
to
order,
jog my memory and where I've seen him?
yeah, the orderly, as you're trying to talk to him, he just kind of laughs. He's like, he's not gonna talk to you, Manny. This is Sunshine.
Sunshine?
Oh man,
From
that's
way back when.
Polly.
What do you mean, sunshine? Sunshine? And I'm saying that because of your eyes. They're beautiful, friend.
Why, thank you. Why, thank you. You can see that he's badly burned underneath this mask. Vinny, roll intelligence times 5 as that happened. Murdoch knows without being there. This is Polly Hall in this wheelchair.
Oh my god. We're in an alternate? We're
You
why is my connection so shitty to this stupid Roll20 bullshit website?
because this website sucks. Roll20. Remember that.
Sometimes
Hear
it's
that when you
angry.
watch this stream later.
You're gonna
You-
anger the gods of Roll20s.
You know somehow that this is Polly Hall, but it makes zero sense to you. The Polly Hall you knew last was 29, 30 years old. That would make him be roughly around the same age as you right now, but this man looks to be in his 90s.
Paul,
And-
is that you? The
He-
fuck?
His eyes grow increasingly excited. And another odd thing you notice is the orderly pushing him with this mask on. He looks familiar too.
I know, I said that.
You remember being in the McAllister building. You have a brief flash of that. And on the second floor, there was an illustrator up there that you knocked on his door and he opened. He's like, your buddy already came to the door and tried to ask me questions. I was trying to be nice. I already answered everything. And then he shuts the door and you see like he had a full face, then not burned. And he was this blonde-haired man named Lewis Post who lived in the McAllister. And you see half his face looks exactly like it, but you can see burning going around where the mask is. And he's wearing these blue rubber gloves on his hands.
Oh, we did
And
that.
he's like, I've got to get Sunshine to his room. I'm sorry. He needs his medicine now, and starts wheeling him away.
Were all these people in this hospital this whole time and we just left? Like, we could have met these people before?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
That may be the truth.
Monkey,
You'll never know, because
Monkey, you look like you've seen not one but 2 ghosts. You're pale.
The fuck? Something's not right here.
That's what I'm saying.
make me another sanity, Monkey.
We need to find the other people. See if they're here. This is fucked
Yeah.
up.
I'm sure there's nothing you want to tell the other people about that man in the wheelchair.
Well, he should be 40, 50.
The wheelchair boy?
It makes no sense. He looks like he's pushing 90.
Yeah, he looked old as dirt.
And when I said his name, he reacted. I think that's him. It doesn't make any sense.
We'll have to
Oh,
run it
boy.
past. We'll have to run it past Murdoch.
What the fuck is going on here?
And with that, I will go, Murdoch! Modia!
And we cut to them in the main area that Medea woke up in with the lunch style tables, and there's chess and checkers out and all sorts of games. You see like a patient with like a red crayon just coloring on a piece of paper, just making like swirls and symbols on it. There's all sorts of people around. And the longer you guys are going, the longer you guys are awake here, the more people you see coming and going and walking in the distance, and the halls just seem to kind of stretch away from you as you look. And maybe you just faintly hear, Murdoch, Medea.
Oh, we do?
Just faintly.
Whispered upon the wind.
Medea, they're here. So, here's what we gotta do. Let's just try to walk past that big dude. See if he stops us.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm being kept in this room or not. I'm just gonna casually walk past that dude. Try not to look at him. Just walk by.
You know you don't have to be so fucking awkward. He said you can go.
Just gonna look back at him and be like, go fuck yourself, piece of shit. As we're walking away.
I already told your friend here. You get one warning.
Stay away from me, demon.
I used it. And he punches.
Gets out a billy club and smacks you across the head.
No! Don't assault him. I just want to call him a demon as I'm walking away hurriedly.
Power walking.
Power walking. Yeah.
Ah, whatever, don't talk to me, demon. Fuck you.
I try to keep up with him.
We gotta go find those motherfuckers and get out of this stupid ass place. Come back here with guns and kill these people. Well, they're planning to work here.
Come back here with our guns and kill me.
I forgot my gun just turned into nothing in my hands. Fuck. In any case, let's go find these fucking guys. I'll call out to them.
We need to find our friends.
Actually, I won't call out because I'm kind of scared that they'll like call attention to us. I just want to try to see if we can find his voice.
Okay.
Yeah. I listen.
Murdoch, Medea. You hear it. You hear it coming from the hall to the north, somewhere up here.
We're off to see the wizard. Oh, we're down here. Oh no, yeah, that's where we go though. I'm gonna hurriedly walk there and like ignore everyone else and not even try and like make eye contact with anyone. Gabe's thoroughly convinced he's like in hell or surrounded by demons at this point.
So you see, as you're going, a man walking with his head down, and you can see he's fidgeting. He's just like, "Oh fuck! I did something bad. I think I killed them. Then he just turns to you and grabs you by the collar. He's like, "I think I fucking killed them."
Who is it? Do I recognize his face?
The man's disheveled. His hair is like greasy and pulled over. He's wearing like a red velvet robe, but it's all stained up and out of sorts. But you get a flash, like a quick memory of being in the McAllister building, and you found this picture of a man, and he's sitting next to two little girls with their eyes scratched out. You see a book that Maverick was reading, or you have a memory of Maverick reading. You don't even know if he exists anymore. And it was called something about some sort of history of architecture, and you see the name Asa Darabandi, and you just see this man grab you. He's like, I killed them. Fucking killed them.
Bro, Asa Darabandi.
Been a long time since you heard that name, but he was the architect of the Lundin building, also known as the McAllister, and also Hotel Broad Albin.
It's him? I recognize him.
This guy, but he's all disheveled and like way crazy looking, and he's just like, I think. And you look at his hands, and they're all like pruny and bloated, and purple and blue as if they've been submerged in water for a really long time, and he's just squeezing onto you. He's like, I think I did something bad. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to.
I'm gonna I recognize that as Darabandi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab him. And be like, what the fuck? You did this to me! You want him in this place! So I'm just gonna grab him by the cuff of his place and try and push him up against the nearest wall I can. Like, I fucking recognize you. You built that building. What kind of portals to hell have you created in this world?
No. I deserve this. Just put me out of my misery. I killed the children. I don't think I did, but I did. I don't think I did, but I did.
I'll just let go of him and be like, what the fuck?
He just drops down to the ground and kind of crawls a few steps away. And he's just down on his hands and knees, just, I think I did something bad. I think I did something bad.
Okay. Look back at Medea and be like, fuck, I guess let's just go find these guys.
Kill him.
Kill him.
Jesus Christ. It's like, I was do a double take and be like, am I fucking going crazy? I'm not going to say it out loud. Just be like, hear him say it or hear her say that? Let's go find them.
Yeah.
Make
that.
Make both Monkey and you need to make me sanity rolls. Monkey didn't hear me the last time. Yeah.
Ah, crit. Let's go.
Let's go.
You did it.
I'm the best around.
What one was it?
Sanity, dude. What else would it be? You're slowly gonna break. Oh.
Basically can't pass anymore.
I mean, it's a 1 out of 5 chance that you pass.
How many points is it, son?
You don't know.
If we don't know, because we'll find out when we leave this place that we're fucking broken husks of people. Just like at the last place we entered.
Yeah, but I got a ball.
Yeah, you did get a
You got
ball. There's no
Af-
disputing that.
After you see Asa Darabandi, who, built the McAllister building and you firmly believe caused all your problems, but you see this shell of a man just shriveled up on the ground, just like, I did it. I was told to. I did it. I didn't want to. I did it. And he's just crawling away on his hands and knees. And maybe for just a brief instant, you feel bad for that man. Whatever he did, you're not sure, but he doesn't seem like a very harmful man at the moment.
Yeah, he's obviously no good either. He just kept repeating the same shit after I assaulted him.
And then Medea says, kill him, and you crush his skull with your boot.
Oh,
Just
jeez.
fucking break his neck.
Just kidding.
Strangle him right there.
Fucking start straining the shit out of it. No, I'm gonna go try to find our boys. Let's reunite. The Musketeers. Plus D'Artagnan.
Enough friggin' around. Make me a sanity roll, Medea.
Oh my god, I was gonna be
What?
like, what the fuck?
What?
I done rolled me a whole bunch of them.
I find that offensive.
Damn! Oop!
Get
Oop!
sanity points back.
They
That good.
you guys are walking, and the hallway's just extending away from you. And Medea, you see a wheelchair with this old man, and he looks once again strikingly familiar, and he goes across the intersection and disappears. And you then see, shortly after, Vertas and Monkey walk behind, and you're just hearing, Murdoch, Medea!
I'm gonna call out to them. Be like, hey, we're over here.
My family! We've been reunited! It's been so long. You've aged so much, Medea. You look
Have I?
barren.
Barren?
Unmarriable.
Look barren.
Look as if you cannot bear children anymore.
What they do to you? Oh yeah, check it out. I'm the king of the hospital. And
Oh,
then
hey, you know
and then I
what?
pulled out the ball.
What happened to my face? Can you guys tell me what happened to my
Oh,
face? I feel like they dug a hole in me. Is
Oh.
there something going on with me?
Yeah,
Or
what
did I
does his
like woke
face
up?
look different?
Did I get a lobotomized?
Fucked up.
Your eye is, you have a light black eye underneath that right eye of yours, and it's a little bit red in the corner, like by your tear duct on the inside.
They punched me in the face.
Yeah, it looks like you got knocked a good shiner.
Well, I'm not surprised by the way I've been conducting myself in this place that I got punched in the face.
Pretty much called everyone I saw a demon and accused them of causing this.
Have you guys, any of you seen these phantoms I've been hearing about? Oh,
I've been
shit.
seeing demons everywhere I look.
Monkey, tell them about Sunshine.
Oh, yeah, fucking I saw Sunshine and... Oh, man, what was the old man's name?
Wait,
Sunshine was the old man who was.
you saw
oh,
Agent Pauly, you mean?
What?
Oh, that's who Sunshine was?
Or Agent Molly, I think, is how we
What?
would know him.
Yeah, that old man in the wheelchair. You had to walk past him.
Papa?
He's Sunshine? Jesus
Yes!
Christ.
That's Pauly. That's why I was so shocked when he rolled right by. That's why he was freaking out when he saw you, because
Yes, I know.
you were his own partner.
Hey, he's 90 years old. It made no sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. Time travel's different here.
Quicker. It makes no sense.
He's all frozen metonic though. He can't
So, listen.
move or speak.
We were in the night halls, which is some sort of in-between place, right?
Okay.
Pauly is where we are now,
Yes, this
which
is
I think is Carcosa.
no. This is an in between hospital.
Ah.
This is the worse than Carcosa. This is like needle purgatory.
I'll say this.
Leland said he can't get out. He said he wanted to go to Carcosa and he's stuck here. And I'm
Wait, who's
afeared.
Leland?
He's the man what nominated me to be the king and gave me this, and then I hold the ball out again.
He's been stuck here for how long, did he say?
He didn't say, but it seemed like a long time. He looked real
If you have the ball,
crazy.
you're in charge.
Does he know? Wait, did he say he's tried to get out of here? Is that what he said?
He said he hasn't found
Lower
it
my
yet.
voice and look around.
He
Are
said he
there any
hasn't found it
orderlies
yet.
around?
Oh
Is
yeah,
anyone listening?
are there any orderlies around us? That's a good call.
Are there cameras watching us?
You look up and you see a small black camera, the light flashing on it.
Oh, boys, we're being surveyed right now.
Off in the distance, you see
Okay,
an
sorry.
orderly walking the hall. Just a woman,
Oh,
and she just kind of disappears out of sight. Back behind you, it looks like a really awkwardly long distance now is that main area again where all the tables and the games were and stuff, but it looks really far away, as if the room's stretching and pulling further away as you look down.
This
And
place
there's-
ain't right. It's fucked up. Sorry, James.
Nope, it's just exactly what you said. Something about it ain't right, but at the same time, it doesn't feel that off. You look on the walls where you guys are standing. You're just in this hallway, just this blank hall, white walls. There's some of the lockers from the school that were on the wall, but on the other wall, you just see pictures of men and women wearing masquerade masks. There's a box, a glass top display case, and inside are these masquerade masks in there, just little white, different shaped masks, different sizes, styles.
I'm gonna walk over there and open it. Is it open?
It opens, yep.
those doing anything for you, monkey?
I'll put them on.
You put one on, and
I
you're
think we need to get to the masquerade, boys.
Wait,
In Medea. This is our invitation right here.
Yeah, I
will
guess.
gladly
I
accept.
don't like the sound of this.
I have received so many gifts tonight.
How many masks are there?
The case is long. There's like 8 or 9 in it. Just a bunch all kind of on
Oh.
display, sitting there face up.
Are we
I'm
wearing?
gonna pick the most eloquent one.
Are
and
we
put that
wearing
one
our
on.
clothes?
You are all wearing sweats and or pajamas with
Shit.
Dorchester House logos on it. You
Give me
have
shoelaces.
no. You're all wearing Velcro shoes.
Damn it! It says I want to like. There's no way for me to like make any weapon at all. He's just laughing at that question.
You are a mental patient in your grip of delusions right now.
Damn it!
They will not be giving you
Damn it.
anything to make weapons with.
Well,
Like
I'm-
not even. Well, you know what? We could rip the cloth on our clothes, tie a rope, choke somebody to death with it.
But I don't know if we just beat him to death if we needed to. We don't need to go.
Yeah, that's actually probably way more effective.
Oh yeah.
Forget I'm like a badass fighter. I'm pretty gangster.
We've been
I
practicing
want-
jujitsu, dude. We just knock them out and don't quit.
Guys, I saw a real cool spiral staircase that I think we should head that direction, honestly.
With these masks on?
I mean, on or off, I don't care. I'm gonna bring one with. I got 2
I already got
hands.
mine on.
I told you, yeah, I was gonna say Monkey's definitely got one on. He's like wishing it was the one that he's obsessed with.
Oh
Do
yeah.
you not have that mask on you?
Can I find one that looks identical?
You have your mask.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll put that on.
It was on your lap when you woke up.
Oh, whoa. Why did they give him that but not me shoelaces? That's some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
It's his totem. He needs it. They wouldn't take that away from a mental patient.
God damn it.
So, would you guys still talk to me if it turned out I murdered my parents? I guess, and
No.
blew up all my cool war buddies.
No, I wouldn't
Wait,
like
no,
you.
you didn't do that, did you?
I
thought
guess so. I guess
know
that's,
They're just fucking with you, dude. This
You know
place
what,
is-
Veritas? This
No,
this
he's a
place-
monster. Leave him behind.
No, it's been implanting fucking fake memories in your head. They did the same thing to me about my daughter being someone that she isn't. At least I think.
You're a bad dad. Leave him behind too.
What the
but
fuck?
what about
Fuck
your
you,
memories,
bitch. You got
Medea?
something going on too that I
Yeah,
don't
why
remember.
are you
'cause I was
here
not
then?
paying that close
We're all-
attention.
I don't know why I'm here. I ignored the person I woke up next to. I didn't ask him any questions, really.
No, we still saw a
Yeah,
cutscene.
I
with
bet you
going
saw-
through some shit.
I bet you
Oh,
saw
yeah, you're
some
fucking-
crazy gangster
Your
Yeah,
guy.
my
mother
mom
and your
got
father
shot
were
in front
murdered
of-
in front of you.
Yeah, I've talked about that.
Well, talk about it more, damn
Oh yeah,
it.
you did talk about that, didn't you?
Open up.
That's why I was like, "Are you fit to even be on this case?" I remember that. It's all coming back to me to flood.
So,
Vinny hasn't mentioned that he is Manny.
I'm not a shitty father. I didn't. You don't fucking know. I never told you about burning my daughter down in a fire.
You burned your
Hey,
daughter?
you did a fire too?
That's
well,
what
mine
the-
was a boom.
You
That's what
burned
the
her
demon.
alive?
Okay, listen. This is what the demons told me. It's not what actually happened. My daughter's really alive, and she's 22 years old. Estranged from me because I've kind of become a piece of shit because I'm super obsessed with finding Abigail and Carcosa.
in
But
my-
I did not burn her down.
And my
She's
mom
still
doesn't
alive.
have a bullet in her head. And that's the Queen of France. And I pointed
Oh wait,
to
you murdered your entire family and other people?
I don't know.
No.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Demon memories, I'm sure. Did you remember it before we were brought in this place and injected with venom?
Not
Or whatever.
exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Demon when we were injected with demon venom.
Yeah, exactly. Demon venom from hell.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna say it was something much worse. It sounds similar.
No,
Anyway.
but I think that all of I think they're implanting fake memories of of fake violent, terrible experiences that weren't real to us all to try to get us to question our sanity and break. So we need to forge together and just rely on each other more than ever.
As you guys are standing here
I
saying,
thought we were walking.
as you guys are walking,
Yeah.
saying all this stuff. Well, you guys were putting masks on, and then you guys started having this conversation. But you guys started walking while you were doing it, and Mr. Ed, he walks
No.
from a hall as you guys are heading back towards that spiral staircase. He's like, it's time for a group therapy, fellas. You gotta come with me. Also take those masks off. Those are for display, not to be worn.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Can't make me go. Can't make me.
Hey, yeah, you're right.
She's gonna get obstinate in the wait, he's the
It's
The nurse,
It's,
the big giant nurse man. I'll show him.
Man.
yeah, it's
Fuck.
that big
He's-
jerk.
I
with
forgot.
hurt
He's super
monkey.
big.
He's 6'7". He was outside the door, and he walks up to you. He's like,
I'm
"Hi."
saying in a threatening way. I just
I'm-
say no.
I'll take mine off, I guess. I'm pretty intimidated by this.
Yeah,
Monkey
that's
needs
alive.
his mask.
Manny, you don't have to take yours off. The rest of you stole those out of a display case. Those need to go back.
Damn,
We're going to group therapy.
damn
That doesn't seem
straight. He
fucking
doesn't
fair
need to
to me,
take his
Ed.
off.
I'm not Manny.
Yeah, his name's
Hey,
Vincent.
yeah, what was that? You called
His
him the
name is-
wrong name.
His name is Vincent Ed.
And here's that
And I'm only
mask, by
taking
the
this
way.
mask off because you're a lot
Yeah.
bigger and scarier than me.
You can also
Otherwise,
call
what?
him Monkey.
You can't call me monkey.
Gentlemen, woman,
Call him Vincent.
name's Manfred. Let's go to group therapy.
Fine, but this ain't over.
Yeah, then you can fucking.
We're
The
gonna.
thing, you better be careful because the last time we went to group therapy, some shit went down.
The truth will set me free.
All of a sudden,
Shit,
we were
don't
fucking
talk
murdering
about that,
people.
Murdoch. Don't tell.
We were being chased by police.
Shh.
Fucking
Don't
demon
tell.
piece of shit. Tell me where to go as I walk in the room.
He leads you down a wind of halls. Seems much more complicated to get to this room than it should be based on the layout of the facility. It's basically a big E, but it seems like you've just walked down 27 different halls. You get to this big metal double door and open it up, or Mr. Ed does, and inside are these bright pink walls. And there's this line of pea green, like, soup chairs. And they're all, like, weird, modern style chairs. And sitting on them is the strange man that Monkey saw, Mr. Wild. He's in one. His feet are kind of dangling up in the air off of it. There's an empty chair. Then there's just a man that appears to be in his like mid-30s. He's got a military style haircut, but he's just in Dorchester sweats. You know, he's got like a nice clean fade and buzz cut. And then there's a couple other individuals. You see Deborah Carver's in there, and there's 4 more empty chairs. And you see Mr. Friendly. He pulls up a chair across the floor and sets it in the middle and sits down on it. He's like, "Okay, come on now. It's time to start the therapy."
Hey, are you the one that likes to poke my friend? Mr. Friendly? I'm talking
Poke
to you.
your friend.
Yeah, I hear you.
He meant Doctor Friendly. Sorry.
We sedated each one of you just not too long ago
I hear you
after
got a penchant
violent outbursts.
for stabbing.
Violent outbursts?
This
Fuck, dude.
I'm gonna have to ask you guys to
Yo.
change your
Violent
chairs.
outbursts
You're
breaks.
you're disrupting the group already.
Okay.
I'm here to ask you guys questions. This is therapy. I'm not gonna have you attack me, otherwise we'll have to bring you back to your
I
rooms.
didn't
and
attack you. I just asked a question about
I won't.
the sanctity of my body.
I won't attack you if you mind your fucking P's and Q's, you piece of shit demon fucker. As I sit in the chair.
Doctor,
Be like, I'm fucking sick of this place being led through this labyrinth. Bring me to Carcosa already. Quit fucking around.
you're sitting in a pea green chair in a pink room, just screaming this at this man that's sitting in a chair. The little 10-year-old boy man's just staring at you.
Fuck is this weird place with giant people and midget people?
Nice to meet you, sir. My name. It doesn't matter. What's your name? They're gonna tell me I'm saying the wrong name. That's why I was being weird.
Mr. Wild, and I think if you know what's good for you, you should probably sit down and keep quiet so Mr. Dr. Friendly here can begin. He doesn't like to have to ask more than once. He's got Ed there, and you see Ed, he walks up to the metal door that you guys just walked through, shuts it, latches it, and Mr. Friend's like, okay, we're going to begin now. Everyone, take your seats and be quiet. And then you guys all sit down. Don't curse at him for being a demon anymore, and we fade to black.
Fucking demon.
Fade to
Demons,
black.
Dude. That whole situation is messed up.
We're in. It's pretty messed up at this point, dude. We're deep into it now. I don't like the loss of control that we've all experienced.
What's happening to you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I do like it personally, but my character doesn't.
Character doesn't know.
Character hates it.
I think it's great.
How does Medea feel about this?
Yeah.
Medea doesn't like it.
What about-
Medea's sad.
What about the father revelation? I bet that was cool.
I mean, was it?
I mean, for you, I didn't care. I don't know him. I only know him as Sunshine.
Yeah, so you're not. At least we definitively saw your living father.
I
Or at
didn't,
least-
actually.
Yeah,
That's
you
true,
like,
right?
didn't.
you
And
like,
until you see it, I wouldn't believe anything anyone else
yeah,
says.
you're the only one who hasn't actually. And actually, you haven't been
Sounds
in the
like some
same room as
bullshit.
him.
I think Medea's still pretty sane, comparatively at least.
Super Saiyan, dude.
Yeah.
Gabe's
Call
doing
me
okay.
Goku.
I'm like 8 points away from breaking it.
I'm like right on the edge, but I got a lot of friends I can yell at and
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
Yeah, that's helped. That helps a lot. Just being able to yell at friends. Luckily, I had picked up this fucking relationship with this crazy person because otherwise it's either Vinny or my daughter who's going down.
Crazy person.
This crazy chick.
So Murdoch's been on an entire mission in a place where everyone around him went completely insane and has been through this, and he's only one bad dice roll lower than Sophie Hall is for sanity. Which is just really crazy to think about.
That's actually nuts, dude. How did I keep it? Well, I healed.
You recovered over the 20-year break a bunch.
Yeah,
But, I mean, even so, that's...
it still is pretty wild. Well,
Murdoch's
it started.
been waiting for this, dude.
Paulie Hall went to 0 sanity the last mission. That's what happened. I mean, meta-wise, is he went to 0 sanity and something very bad happened to him.
Yeah,
He still breathes in
He
the
still
halls
breathes.
of Caracosa.
he just lost it completely. But he did recognize us.
Indeed.
All right, gents. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, heck
Yeah.
Good session tonight
Now I get to prep for group therapy.
and such.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but what about the
Yeah.
game, James?
Just one day at a time. That's what we say around here.
We drove
Nice.
him crazy. We did it.
Hell yeah.
All right. Good night, fellers.
Nice.
See you guys.
Easy, bro.
Oh, what? Oh. Well, good night, stream, and farewell. Or something, night floors, and scene. Oh, wait. Yeah. It's been real. It's been a deal. This is Henry signing off. Ooh, I'm gonna let the thing play for a sec. Ah.